PRAGGNANANDHAA just dropped an absolute bombshell in Croatia, turning a standard opening into a strategic meat grinder that left Jordan van Foreest completely helpless. If you want to understand how Super GMS identify tiny positional weaknesses and blow them open with surgical precision, you need to watch this game. We are breaking down every crushing move, every engine-defying calculation, and the exact moment where the game shifted from a balanced scrap to a complete demolition. This isn't just chess. This is a masterclass in how to punish greed at the highest level of the game. Let's dive into the carnage. We start with the Italian game, but PRAGGNANANDHAA opts for the c3 move to solidify his central control. This is the Giuoco piano, a classical approach aiming to support d4. Van Foreest responds with the aggressive f5. This is the Gambito Greco, or the Italian gambit. It's incredibly double-edged. By challenging the center immediately, Black is trying to disrupt White's development and create chaos early. But against a player as precise as Pragg, this is a risky invitation to a tactical brawl. Pragg accepts the challenge. By grabbing the pawn on f5, he is forcing Black to solve the problem of his development. After knight e7, the board is getting cramped. Notice how White is prioritizing space. When your opponent launches a premature flank attack like f5, the best way to handle it is often to clarify the central tension immediately before their pieces can coordinate. Pragg is essentially saying, "Prove to me that your activity compensates for this structural deficit." This is a brilliant developing move. Bishop g5 puts immediate pressure on the queen on f6, forcing Black to respond. Van Foreest plays queen d6, but look at the cost. He's already losing precious tempo. Pragg's ability to force his opponent into reactive play, while simultaneously improving his own piece activity, is the hallmark of his elite status. Bishop g5 forces Black to compromise their coordination, setting the stage for the coming mid-game crush. Queen e2 is a prophylactic masterpiece. Pragg realizes that Black is looking for counterplay along the h-file with h5. By positioning the queen on e2, he's not just defending the center, he's preparing to control the board. Black's h5 push is dangerous, but Pragg remains unfazed. He knows that in these structures, once the kingside tension is settled, the central structure will reveal the winner. His calm in the face of aggression is exactly what separates the kids from the grandmasters. Boom! Knight takes e5. This is the thematic central break in this Sicilian-Italian hybrid structure. By sacrificing the knight or setting up this tactical liquidation, Pragg is inviting Black to get greedy. After the exchange sequence that follows, White manages to clarify the position in his favor. Whenever you see a central knight sacrifice followed by a forced exchange, look for the resulting pawn structure. Pragg gains a massive initiative here because his pieces will have superior squares once the dust settles. Queen takes c6 and we head into an endgame. Wait, look at this. Queen takes c6, trading queens. Most players would be afraid to trade off their most active piece, but Pragg understands that his minor pieces are perfectly placed for the transition. Without queens, the board becomes a technical exercise, and Pragg is one of the best technical players on the planet. He has effectively neutralized all of Black's attacking prospects, leaving Black with a collection of fragmented, weak pawns that are destined to fall. Rook g1. This is a subtle but incredibly powerful move. By putting pressure on the g-file, Pragg is putting the final nail in the coffin of Black's kingside structure. Black is forced into awkward defensive maneuvers like rook takes d3. Look at the activity difference. White's rooks are coordinated, energetic, and aggressive, while black is basically playing musical chairs with his pieces, hoping to survive the onslaught. This is positional squeezing at its finest. F6. An absolute crusher. This pawn push disrupts the entire defensive perimeter of black's position. It limits the mobility of the black king and creates a focal point for white's rooks to target. When you push a pawn into the heart of the enemy camp like this, you aren't just gaining space, you are creating a permanent headache for your opponent. Van Foreest is now forced to play with extreme precision just to keep from folding immediately, and we know that under pressure, humans make mistakes. Re6. This move is simply disgusting. It shuts down any potential counterplay by black and puts the rook on a dominating post. The pressure on the c6 and a5 pawns is becoming unsustainable. You can see Van Foreest squirming here. He's trying to find a defensive setup, but every square he tries to control is occupied by one of Pragg's pieces. This is the definition of a stranglehold. There is nowhere left to hide. King d3. The endgame transition is complete. Pragg brings his king to the center, which is the most important rule in the endgame. By centralizing the king, he prepares to support his remaining pawns and eliminate any hope of a draw. At this level, once you have the material advantage and the active pieces, the goal is just to remove any ghosts, those tiny chances for a stalemate or repetition. Pragg is being clinical, removing all ambiguity from the position. And there it is, resignation. Rook g6. With the threat of pushing the pawns and the total paralysis of black's pieces, Van Foreest sees the writing on the wall. Pragg has navigated a complex middle game, executed a brilliant tactical sequence to enter a winning endgame, and converted it with zero friction. An absolute masterclass. This game will be studied for months as a template on how to handle the Italian setup with black piece aggression. Simply flawless. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Chess 64 Elite Academy right now for more elite chess content.